What's up, Chit Chat? What's up, Chat Cat? What's going on? Let me see. Maybe this is a little bit too close to my. Look where it is. Because I usually wear a collared shirt that has like a buttons here, so I can just clip it. Or I wear a tie usually, so I can clip it right to the tie. But right now, I'm wearing this Lululemon top that my sister gave me for Christmas years ago, and it doesn't have anything like that. So I'm actually just gonna maybe right here will work. Flip it right there. Kind of bend the shirt a little bit. Um, Little dressed down today because I don't have court. I like to be comfortable while I work, and I have a couple errands I need to run. I need to get out of the office at like 12:15 today, and uh, and then at 3 o'clock I have an event, a casual event that. So I gotta dip out of work early in the afternoon. I'll probably come back um, sometime in the evening or sometime at night. But between now, I mean, it's 8:42. It's Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's like early. I'm about to put on some, let's see, Your Day in a playlist. I'm about to put on something on Spotify. Let's get a little lit for a sec. First song on my playlist, or on my day list. De cara a la pared. I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. I'm gonna open the door, get some get some air in. Green tea watermelon, not sponsored yet, but very delicious. Today's a huge day. A very huge day actually, because Iraq plays against Norway in the World Cup. Some of you may know, some of you are just able to tell from looking at me that ooh, this is good. I'll put it down a bit so there's not many copyright issues. Dang, look at this. I don't know how I can show. Dang, look at this. Look at this art. This art's kind of wacky. It's from an album called LHASA, Lhasa, or something. Yeah, some of you may be able to tell that I am of the Middle Eastern persuasion, specifically Iraqi. And today is a huge day. I remember just a month or so ago, a little over a month ago, we were going crazy because Iraq had beaten, I can't remember who, I think it was Bolivia. Iraq had beaten Bolivia to make it into the World Cup, and everyone was going crazy. And today is their first World Cup game. Like I said, against Norway. Iraq's in a group with Norway, France, and Senegal, which are three like extremely strong teams. Some people call this like the death group. Death group usually means the hardest group, the hardest set of four teams. So Iraq may have just fallen into the death group. Unfortunately, is probably the worst team on paper out of that bunch. But today's going to be exciting. That's at 3 p.m., middle of the workday. I think the game's in Boston. So, I mean, over there it's like 6 p.m. Um, so us West Coasters gotta not end our day early, but get to partying, I guess, a little bit early. And that's exactly what we plan on doing around 3 o'clock today. We're gonna go party a bit and maybe watch Iraq pull off the biggest upset maybe yet in the tournament. There have been some upsets. There have been some 0-0 results, 1-1. There have been ties that are definitely upsetting for a lot of people. Like yesterday, no, not France, Spain. Spain and Cape Verde, who I don't really know much about. I looked them up actually, and they're right next to Aruba. They're at the very top of South America, right next to Aruba and like above Venezuela. In the middle of the ocean, they're like an island nation. And was that who that was? And then somebody tied a country called like Kiriakou or something. Like that one guy, John Kiriakou. Um, so these have been the results. These have been the results. I'm gonna put the volume down just a little bit more. That's good. These have been the results. Um, but either way, that doesn't change the fact that we're at the office right now. Um, we're still given legal information. We're still given free legal information. We're still warning that this is general information only, that no attorney client relationship is started by this stream. Um, Still, obviously, do not post confidential information. Please, more than that, do not post incriminating information into the chat. Let's see if we can get some engagement today. Yesterday, we had a couple comments um, from some individual. We went live on YouTube as well yesterday. And let's see, how do I get on my... Yeah, there we go. There we are. Kick as well. Be live. How sweet it can be when you make me dance. How long does it last? Wow, what a beautiful day. I wish I could show you guys the outside right now. That's where I am. I have my mic on. I'm outside. And it didn't take very long. It takes me about 10 steps or so to get back to this area. And then it takes me about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10 steps just to get back outside. It's not a very big office, but it's cool. It has its own entrance from the parking lot. Clean shaven. Well, it's a machine. It's not a razor, but still. What's this? Alright, so I wasn't looking in the mirror all that well to see that there's just like a few longer pieces down here. Because I was fighting the steam from the shower, getting the mirror completely covered, and so I was like wiping it, and I'm like boom, 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 and on top of that, I wasn't even wearing my contacts, so I was just like completely blind. But we're gonna move. We're gonna make it work. couple things I guess happened looking through my email right now. Big thing is that I got a settlement offer, counter offer on a case. That's very huge. Um, Not bad. I immediately emailed the client from bed this morning because I saw it at middle of the morning. It's dealing with an insurance company from the East Coast, so for them it was, just like an hour or two into their workday. I think it was like 9 or 10 a.m. I mean, it says right here they sent it to me here at 5:41. So over there it was 8:41. I like it. This guy was on it. He's like, when I get into work, I'm gonna send in that counter offer. Um, so thank you very much, Mr. Insurance Adjuster. And when I saw it, I wasn't surprised. I guess it's exactly what I thought. I passed it along to the client, um, and I told her, let me know. And that's kind of how it is. You pass along the most recent offers to the client, basically the offer from the insurance company or whoever. What's up? What's up? I'm good. How you doing, dog? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Iraq, 2-1 or something. Let's go. Why not? That's all it takes. With only 4 teams, you just got to get one win sometimes. We'll see. We're in like a group of death.
We're in a group death, but this year, Holland and Senegal, they aren't what they usually are.
Uh huh.
Iraq is stacked. Iraq is like the full potential it could be right
It's
now.
cool. Jordan's playing too.
Jordan is an under.
I think they may be today as well or tomorrow. Yeah.
Morocco?
Uh huh.
Morocco's the way they're playing. They tied against Brazil. The team that Morocco has right now for them to tie against Brazil, they have a long, good chance of making the finals again, if not the finals. That's Morocco. And we have another team. Oh, underdog by the way too, the U.S.
Yeah. That was a great first game. We'll see. I'm excited. You gonna watch the game today?
Watch the game. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the game with my family. I had a couple of friends yesterday. It is really close to them. Really close with each other, family friends. They literally went to Boston yesterday night. They got there at 4 a.m.
Wow. That's awesome.
They got there at 4 a.m.
Anything to get there.
Sammy, I have a friend. He went there. When I tell you, he's he's the type of person who's a huge supporter.
I believe you.
So he just rallied it up.
Yeah, I believe you. I know a few people over there too. Everybody's hype. This city's gonna go crazy if we win. I think it's gonna go crazy maybe regardless.
Either way, it's gonna go crazy. If we make it to that group stage, El Cajon and Tensbach. El Cajon is gone for the day. El Cajon is gone for the day.
Yeah.
Do you know?
No, but I mean, no. I think you're the first one. Why the door's not open?
No.
What's that?
I know we're supposed to start here at 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's always just like around that time. Somebody's probably just running late. So I don't know. They'll be here in a sec. Who is it usually?
Today everybody's coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everybody's coming in early,
Everybody's coming early.
including my dad.
Huh?
I said including my dad.
Look, I promise you guys, tomorrow I'll be here at 9. No later than 9. I'll see you patient. I have to leave by 2.
That's right. I was gonna say yeah, because he has to leave early. Yeah.
Tell me that's your philosophy.
No, I mean, no, I have a couple options right now. I'm not like actively looking for anyone right now. I'll take names. I'll take names and kind of just like keep them in mind. Right now, I'm kind of have a couple options that I'm trying to figure out because I can't hire everyone. I gotta hire like one person probably, maybe 2 people part time. Yeah, I don't know. Why, you know anyone?
Non-local process.
Mm.
How convenient is it? Actually, like
It's awesome. You gotta have one. I don't know. Do you have like a workspace at home?
I have a small workspace in my brother's room. I just have a desk, my iPad, my computer, and that's it.
Nice.
Sam, you can invest in an iPad and get good notes.
I have an iPad.
Yeah,
I have everything, dude. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, good notes.
I don't take notes for. I mean, yeah, but it depends. Like, yeah. I can imagine as a student, it's like the best because you have the pen. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah, the pen's awesome, and you can like that thing's really awesome
And then you can also edit PDF files on it.
with the pen.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
Add whatever you want.
Super convenient, all of it, especially with AI. It just keeps getting better.
I was working on a recent publication about this. The AI, it's okay for billing department agencies. It just got submitted. Hopefully, gets submitted. Like hopefully, gets approved soon. Like right now, each billing agency company, experienced billing agencies can take anywhere up to $155,000 a year, right?
Okay.
Okay. For experienced billing companies. However, they're still 70% accurate in accordance with human error.
Mm.
Okay. You're using AI platforms. There's one. It's called. There's like specific ones. Like let's say for example, ChatGPT or what's Gemini. Gemini is 78% accurate. And you saving yourself $100,000. You saving yourself $100,000. Yes, it's hefty. Like still hefty cost. I think it's 4 or 5,000 for the U.S. subscription for the coding procedures. But you code it and it has significant more accuracy.
Coded for what?
Coding for billing procedures.
So what are you doing exactly?
So right now, I was working on this paper and we were finding that it's like I said, human agencies with errors, they're around 155,000, 70% accuracy, right? Instead of that, use AI for that in-house basically kind of an in-house billing simulation basically, and you can automatically tell which one will get approved and which one will get denied. The way to do it, basically 24 to 48 hours duration.
For what to happen?
No, billing codes to get approved. Billing codes to get approved. And AI has been so much more accurate in it, and time efficient, and more money convenient in accordance with that, which is honestly really, really interesting.
Oh yeah, that does sound interesting. AI is changing like all these workflows, all these just like all these processes, billing, intake. Eventually, probably it's gonna be like a completely AI customer service experience on the phone, or like front desk receptionist. As soon as that's like a thing, I got to get on that. Front like an AI answers my phones.
Yeah.
Once that's available, I'm gonna get it immediately.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. If I can do it ethically, like I gotta. That's the thing. It's like everything, all these AI things. We have to like. We don't have to, but like, the state bar is late. The licensing agency is like late to give us like some sort of guidance on like what is ethical, what's unethical, and because that's the thing. Every time you're running every time you're running confidential information through an AI software, that's like what they warn us about. So, um, an AI answering a call is going to be like completely an AI receiving confidential information. So there needs to be like proper safeguards to that to satisfy the licensing boards. Um, but as soon as like as soon as there's indication, or as soon as I come to a judgment that like there's nothing unethical about this, I'm using it. Super interesting. I love this stuff. Um, but whatever. Somebody's here. Is it a patient? It is a patient, isn't it?
Do you
Yeah.
think we'll ever reach the point where we can truly advance the law as well?
Yeah. Everything. It should. It should be the judge. I believe it. It probably should be the judge. It's probably the best at it. Because judges just like make up things, and judges don't know the law, and judges like some people label it as a good thing because they're like judges are using their human reasoning, or judges are like being compassionate, or judges are reading between the lines, whatever, however people justify it. Like I just say like judges are just like using their emotions. Judges are being emotional. Judges are deviating from the law because they want to like they want to do what they think is right. I think that's like the reality whenever like so like there's a lot of times judges just deviate from the law completely. And then you just sit there thinking like, well, that wasn't the law. And the process of appealing that decision is like extremely inconvenient, um, burdensome, and I'm not going to appeal it. So we're all just going to live in a world where that judge probably just like every day makes technically illegal decisions. I'm not saying it's anything egregious. Like there aren't judges all over that are just like completely uh,
I have a
like
question for you.
what?
I'm taking a summer class right now, and we're studying about neuropsychological effects in association with in association with a person's personal circumstances in accordance with what kind of law they committed. So let's say, for example, a person they go and rob a grocery store. Okay, rob a grocery store. The jury will hear them, and first off, they'll take into accordance with their current financial status. They'll take into accordance with their current personal life circumstances, and sometimes they'll also take into accordance with their social media.
Hmm.
In what sense should emotion be used into that? In what sense should emotion not be used into that? In
All right,
determining the
so
documents.
I should have said this before. I'm kind of low key. I just started. I'm live streaming this, by the way, just so you know. So I'm getting a live legal question. The whole point of this is to. I thought about it like days ago. I thought about it end of last week, which was if I just. I'm here all the time. I'm here late at night too. Why don't I just stream this? And then I thought this idea that like, oh, even during my work days, if I stream this, then it's kind of just like offering the world like a free law firm that's like virtual and always available. And so you got to be careful actually when you come in here, just for your own like awareness. For your own privacy and awareness. But the whole point of this is to kind of like maybe get some engagement and people ask like legal questions, and maybe this becomes like a source of like exposure for me and for my law firm, while also like I guess providing a service to the world. Now 9 billion people can hop onto a stream and like get access to a lawyer that like a lot of the times people wouldn't imagine access to a lawyer. Like people would think like like it's going to cost thousands just to even talk to a lawyer. Not anymore, especially with all this tech. But you are giving me a live legal question, um, and I want you to repeat it because I thought about that. What'd you say, real quick?
So with the class, we found that there's a lot of factors when considering if a person did a crime. Let's say, for example, from a grocery store, hypothetically. They take into account the person's personal circumstance, financially, mental well-being, and they sometimes even take into account with their social media.
Mm-hmm.
When they take into that accordance with that, when they take that into consideration, how what aspect do they consider that emotional, and what aspect do they consider that factual to help the person, or it could possibly hurt the person?
Yeah, you're asking like there's a lot of factors when you're looking at somebody committing a crime, um, or some sort of deviancy, and you're saying like how do they take into account all those factors? You kind of said some of them are. I think what you're saying is like some of them are like emotional factors,
Yes.
and some of them are what are facts like considering like what actually happened. Um, I mean, I think the facts themselves, most of the time, you look at them just to consider like, okay, how egregious is this? Should we even like look for like if somebody runs into a place and robs a place with a machine gun and like shoots somebody too while they're doing it, you're not really looking beyond the facts to find like a reason to take it easy on them. But like if somebody comes in and it's like their first crime and they're not like really aggressive about it, and it's kind of like a situation where you're thinking, well, they didn't like really intend violence on anyone and they just needed they clearly need money. Then like that's where you're gonna allow those like all those extra factors to like weigh in on your decision. That's where it allows you to kind of like have this attitude, this tone of leniency, and then you're looking for it. Then it's like, okay, what are we being lenient about? Why? And then you consider all those things. You consider that they're young, they're poor, they're um, have been dealing with like stressful situations their whole life. They have diagnosed mental health. They whatever. But I think you always start with the facts, and it's like if somebody got their head chopped off, we're not going to probably look for many things to like mitigate that situation. I mean, that's kind of just like how it is. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. If somebody, let's say, was diagnosed with bipolar,
Hmm?
and they committed something without realizing it, and their personality is constantly changed on and off. Some people have severe bipolar, some people are severely bipolar. How would that come into? How would that be determined in the same situation?
This okay, because I don't know how much this is picking up of what you're saying. So the question was if somebody is diagnosed bipolar, severe bipolar, any spectrum of bipolar disorder, does that come into consideration? Yeah, I mean, it, traditionally it came into consideration kind of during the conversations between like the lawyers, if this is like a court case, or like the judge would. It happened like somewhat informally that consideration. But now in California, actually, you can. There's a specific law that says if somebody has a mental health disorder and they commit certain crimes, then you can apply for diversion, which is like the case kind of just like goes on a different track of getting dismissed. Like put the person through treatment and then it gets dismissed. Instead of like the common path for a criminal case is find if they're guilty and then convict them. That's pretty much the only track of a criminal case. But the law is like very progressive now, and there's a lot of these diversion programs. And one of them now in California, it's like military diversion. If you served in the military, then can you direct those people? Hello, from that door, please. Uh, I guess that it is inviting, isn't it, in here, especially with the door open. But yeah, there's programs like that, like military. If you could prove you served in the military, you were honorably discharged, and you're not like charged with like certain crimes like murder and stuff, you qualify. You just apply for that, and your case goes on this different track where at the end it gets dismissed. Same thing with mental health. It just has to be a DSM-5 recognized mental health disorder, and the statute even says like it includes a few just for example. Like it says including but not limited to, and then it names a few, and one of them is bipolar disorder, actually explicitly in the statute, because it's one of the most common mental health disorders and one of the most common precipitators of like criminal conduct, actually.
And is DSM-5 like a high, like is it like its own category? There's like DSM-4, DSM-3, or how does that work?
Uh, the DSM, that's probably a better question for my dad, but I know the DSM is known as the Bible of psychological disorders, psychological and psychiatric disorders. Uh, diagnostic, and it stands for the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. I think that's what it is. Diagnostical and Statistical Manual, and it pretty much just like lists, just it just like lists them out. It's not even a textbook in the sense that like it has chapters or anything necessarily. It literally just like lists one after the other all of the psychologically psychiatric recognized mental health disorders. And it's actually like really so yeah, and then it keeps getting updated. The fifth is the most updated version
Okay.
compared to the 4, 3, 2, 1. I think like, and it's not uncontroversial. Um, maybe you know that like psychology itself is not uncontroversial, and previous versions of the DSM I think had like homosexuality, had like uh certain things that like, and I'm not really getting into any of that. I'm just saying like you know how like society's changing its views on a number of things, and homosexuality was one that they said was a disorder, was a mental disorder, and now it's obviously like society has changed completely. Now it's legal, marriage, You can do that in the mainstream. Um, but like at one point, the DSM had that, and that's where it's not as it's not that uncontroversial. I mean, some people would disagree and look at like, forget the DSM. Why should we rely on it? But experts, I mean, you tell my dad, the DSM-5, any doctor, I think, just accepts that that is the Bible of that is the number one authority on diagnosing mental health disorders. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure enough for the law to say, as long as it's recognized by the DSM-5, it's it's applicable. Yeah, this yeah, it applies to this statute, which is kind of, and the DSM. It's interesting. There's a lot of vague things in the DSM. I've gone through it, like out of interest, but also because I've had to handle cases where people were applying for that exactly. So I'm looking over the DSM, and there's vague ones. There's some that are called like unspecified anxiety disorder. That's like they created like 10 already that are like explicit anxiety disorders, and the DSM is so liberal, is so like broad that like it acknowledges there may be other anxiety disorders that don't fall within the 10 that we've already explicated. And so they'll just throw one catch-all one, which is unspecified anxiety disorder, which requires like the least specificity to diagnose somebody. And by its name, it's vague. And it's doctors throw that around when they can't like nail somebody down. When they think to themselves, well, this person has anxiety, it's it's problematic for them. But I technically can't like meet the requirements for any of the other anxiety disorders. So we're gonna diagnose them with unspecified anxiety disorder. I just made one up. There's a number that are like unspecified X disorder, unspecified, like any of the common ones that you hear, and unspecified depressive disorder. Probably there's something like that. It's all interesting stuff, but so many people would fall in that. Like, and they can and they qualify for a statute that gets their case dismissed. Maybe that shows how it's not that wise to rely on the DSM. But it's all interesting stuff. I think Benin ended up getting here. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm not saying you gotta leave, but I saw her and I know you didn't. Just so you're aware.
Well,
And
Mr. Nuri,
thank
thank you
you,
so
sir.
much for your legal advice and time. I
Isn't
truly
that good
appreciate it.
stuff?
Amazing stuff.
Sammy the lawyer
Sammy the lawyer
on Kick and YouTube, and I'm
YouTube.
about to set it up on TikTok.
Perfect. Gotta check him out. Have a good day, man.
Thank you, brother. All right. So that was a live legal information session, and honestly, it could not have gone better than that. That could not have been a better display illustration of what I'm trying to achieve with this stream. I mean, you saw it. He asked like very general information. He's like, how do they consider mental health disorder? How do they consider certain factors in a criminal case or just like in the law? And that whole explanation is it. That's how it works. I explained the mental health disorder statute. I explained diversion in California. Um, so that's what I'm trying to bring. Oh, excuse me, I burped. That's the that was fun. Shout out Muhammad. He's a curious guy. But I gotta call my cousin about something. Let's go. That was all good stuff. And I'm looking at my phone right now while I was talking to Muhammad. I got a text from a attorney friend of mine. She said that she was referring a case to me. Um, very good friend of hers. Let's go. Let's go. You even saw when he came in here, he was talking about the soccer game. He was talking about World Cup and the Iraq game today. I'm telling you, everyone's hype about it. So, all right, may have gotten a new client. What's up, chat? Let's see, any engagement in the stream? All right. All right. Let's make a list like yesterday. That was actually really helpful. Um, Let me get on this whiteboard right here. Start putting some tasks that I need to do. All right. Let's put some news on. I've had the lo-fi beats from yesterday. I didn't turn my TV off. Let's see what we got. Al Jazeera was loving the news coverage of the Iran war. They're probably pissed right now. They're like, oh, we can't repeat the same 3 stories all day. Well, they're still going to. I'm sure they are still going to repeat the same 3 stories all day, but All right. Let's check if the bank fixed that one issue yesterday I was talking about. Bank accidentally deposited my money into the wrong account yesterday. One of their guys were like, no, I got it. I can fix it right now. Yeah, you see, so they said they were going to fix it. I'm just not going to touch it. They said they were going to fix it. I'll maybe swing by today. I'm thinking I should put something here. Like I think you can see from the stream. I'm thinking to put something like here on the screen. I kind of have all this real estate right here. And even not as much here, but I have like real estate right here. I could put a box. I could put like a question of the day. I could put like topics to kind of like stimulate some engagement. Um, Something like that. Like if you see right now on my screen, there's something on the bottom right here. That's the Spotify preview, like a preview of like what I'm listening to right now on Spotify, kind of like the floating look. You can like grab it, put it on this screen, move it across. So basically like an aspect of my stream that's just like right there. That wouldn't really be in the way at all. Huh. Interesting. But I do want to actually change my music. Not crazy about that song. Nudity! No, I think it's Gwyneth Paltrow. That looks like Ethan Hawke. And then like this picture looks like a drawing, but then this one is of her actually. Hmm. Hi there. The doctor's office is that door. Okay, thank you, sir. Sorry. You're welcome. No problem. Happened again. It always happens. Yo, Raymond 123456. Raymond 123456 is back. Let's go. That's my top. That's my top ranked. Top ranked viewer right there. Raymond 123456. Top follower. Top viewer. I took the sign down. Sorry, Raymond. I took it down because I wanted to leave room for maybe the next follower. Hmm. What's up, viewers? This is the Sami Nouri Law Firm. I'm an attorney in California, doing some work right now, but it's pretty much what this stream is me sitting here doing work, and um, anyone who wants popping in, checking out the stream, asking legal questions, anything you've ever been curious about. Maybe it's a semi situation that you're in. Um, I think if you kind of ask it in like vaguer terms or just generally, um, I can talk to you about that. If you put it in the chat, I can respond. Um, Again, the point of the stream is just any general legal information to have a chat, um, for you to learn something, for me to learn something. Um, I'm an attorney in California. I have a lot of experience in criminal law and civil law. On the criminal side, I was a prosecutor, I was a public defender. I've done both sides of criminal. I've done some law enforcement before. Um, so I've done like a lot of sides of criminal, um, just like the whole criminal justice system. I've seen a lot of it. If you have any questions about that, I'd love to answer that. I also handle a lot of injury claims, um, property damage claims, insurance disputes. So I handle a wide array of things. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. Sorry, my phone's blowing up. I'm getting distracted. What's up, chat? Sammy the lawyer, your favorite lawyer's favorite lawyer. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm just gonna get a little stretch in here. A nice healthy stretch. Standing sunshine. Touch the toes. Go to the sides. Okay, that feels good. I have my Lipton watermelon tea. Raymond going crazy in the chat. W Raymond, everyone. Oh, look at all those W's in the chat. All right, I gotta go back to reading this case file. I talked about something earlier, which is that judges don't follow the law a lot of the times, and that AI could do the judges' jobs and really could do the lawyers' jobs too. I really believe that. I told that to a judge once, and she was very off put by my comment and by the whole concept. She kind of was just like, oh, okay. And that was interesting. And I'll talk more about that later. I just have to really finish this. I'm in kind of like a time crunch. What's up, chat? 3 viewers right now. I'm curious. Who is it? State your name or prepare to get wanged. Really engage in the chat. Raymond already has. Raymond established himself. He's what do they call them? Top G. Raymond's top G in the chat. All right, chat. I actually I gotta go. I thought I had to go later. I said I had to leave around like 12:15 for some errands or just like some things I had to go do, and it's looking like that is earlier. So I will not be continuing probably for the rest of the day because I gotta do some things. All right, that was fun. I think it was interesting. There was a little bit of engagement with Muhammad in the morning, and I think that made for some interesting conversation. A little bit of a taste of the conversations that could happen through this stream. So, thank you very much. God bless. Godspeed. I'm out of here.